Welcome to the Infinite Evolution Podcast, where you'll receive keys and codes to help you unlock your next level of joy, radiance, health, wealth, intuition, embodiment, and soul purpose. This is a space for lightworkers, healers, spiritual entrepreneurs, and anyone who wants to share their soul gifts with the world. We'll be exploring personal, spiritual, and professional growth and ascension through both the esoteric and magical and the tangible and practical. I'm Casey Aileen Knight, coach, mentor, as well as divine channel and soul gift activator. I founded the Luminous Evolution brand to help you elevate your business and beingness and light up the world. So glad you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome back. I am really excited, delighted, honored, and all of the good things to have a friend and student of the work that I have been bringing into the world with me today. She is a powerhouse. She is a woman who has been on a really epic transformational journey that she will tell you about, from being in the energy of like, I just don't even know, to, yeah, I am divinely guided and I am putting my soul work out into the world. So if you can welcome Kylie Browne into our sacred halls with me. Kylie, I am so happy to be able to chat with you today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, it is going to be a rich conversation about your journey and also about the work that we have done together.
Yeah.
Right before we started recording, I almost cried when you were just like, I'm so excited to see you because you changed my life. Your work changed my life. And I don't take that lightly. Like, it honestly hits me in the heart, in the gut. And it's such an honor because you are such a light in the world. And to be able to have a small part in helping you actually own your magic and shine your light and then ripple it out into all of the beautiful spaces and the people that you're serving is just one of my favorite things that I have ever done. So thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. Like I said, every time I see you, I get emotional about how much you actually changed my life. Like, I don't even know where to begin with all of that.
Oh, well, before we even get into that, I would love for you just to give people a little slice. I know words do not cut it when it comes to all of our multidimensional magic, but tell them where you are in the world and what you're up to right now.
Okay, so I am a multidimensional quantum healer, and at the moment now, I'm running two companies. I have only 3 years ago is when I think I started with you. And now, in just such a short time, I have a company where I do one-on-one sessions, and I have a company that with another lady where we run retreats and events where we're going out speaking to women, and then we run 1 day retreats, we run 2 day retreats, and I'm selling these candles that have absolute magic behind them. And oh, the journey is it just keeps showing up and showing up every day.
Oh my gosh, that gives me goosebumps because I know there was a low point shortly before we began working together, as there so often is, right? People talk about rock
Yeah.
bottom or just like that place where we feel like everything is hard and we're stuck and we don't know where we're going. And to know how
Yeah.
much has shifted for you is just, well, it's epic, it's amazing, and I'm celebrating all of that. Um, it sounds like you've been divinely guided this whole time.
Absolutely. And that's what you gave me. And that's what I just so grateful for. Because, back when I started with you, I just didn't know what way was up. Like I was just like, not loving here. I didn't understand life. I didn't get it. I didn't know where I was going. I was just trying to, I felt like I was actually in survival mode every single day. And that's what you gave me. And it's what you gave me is like putting those steps together, like it was you, like the pieces of the puzzle. And, me being here in Australia, it was sometimes 4 a.m., wasn't it, in the morning? And I'm like up at 4 a.m. online, like just couldn't wait. And because I was getting such a big piece of finding out who I am. And that's what would be the biggest thing that you gave me is understanding who I am. I had no idea. And now that's what I see in the world is what is happening to people and they just don't understand who they are. People full of all of this blockages and noise and everything now and other people's energy in our body. But that is what you gave me. You got me to understand who I actually am. And it just unraveled from there.
Oh my gosh. First off, every time you showed up and it was 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. for you, depending on where the time zones were, I'm so impressed because honestly, I don't have that level of dedication to awakening early. So I was always just so in awe of your devotion to your evolution. That
Yeah.
kind of tenacity made your success absolutely inevitable. And I'm
Yeah.
so grateful that again, I've been part of that journey, but like I held the space, I shared some information, I gave you pieces of the puzzle and that's a lot of what people tell me is that it's like I give them the missing pieces to make a cohesive field and bring everything into coherence so it all makes sense together. But you went on that journey into
Yeah.
the depths so that you would have the codes to bring other people through. I can feel that and could feel that right away when you were saying I was feeling stuck. And it's like, no, you're just down there in the muck because you
Yeah.
wanted to know what it was like to pull yourself out of it so then you could teach people and show them how you did it. So I'm so
Oh,
grateful that you volunteered to go into those depths because I know now you can help people through them.
yeah, absolutely. And one thing I did understand from you is that we are divinely guided. And I just couldn't hear that. I couldn't see it. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't hear it of where I was at. And it was like you just uncovered me, uncovered me, uncovered me. And I just kept getting guided and guided and guided. And one of my biggest things when I think of it, I was like, showed up to me is you working complete integrity. The word integrity always comes into me, and just the integrity that you worked in, and it allowed me to an authenticity, and it allowed me to uncover everything that I had. And you just kept giving me the next right step. And one of the biggest things I took away is you saying to me, I was trying to work out why on earth am I here? What's my purpose and blah, blah, blah. But you kept saying to me, just go with your next right step, your next right step, your next right step. And it stopped being overwhelming. And what you did for what you do for us is you give us all the puzzle. And I remember just taking little bits and going, oh, okay, that's me, and that uncovered a little bit more of me, and it led me down this other little path, and then something else uncovered. But what I also understand is it uncovered really, really quickly. Like it just was like bang. And, sometimes things another week, something else would download and send me on another little journey. And I'd just do that bit. And then down the track, things that you had given me would start making more sense. So I'd go back and listen to that again. And I go, oh, I understand that now. And that would come in. And it was the fact that you just kept like giving us the next, here it all is, but go with your next right step. And it stopped being overwhelming.
Mm. Yeah, that overwhelm is like the number one thing that I think people get
Yeah.
stuck in because there's so much information out there. And there's also for people like you, for people like me, because I've been here too, when you have this sense, whether it's like a vision or a psychic awareness or just this inner knowing of where it is that you are eventually going, we can get
Yeah.
overwhelmed by how many steps there are to get there, especially if you're
Yeah.
here to be a healer, a teacher, and own a business. It's like, but that's so many things. What am I, how? And
Yeah.
it's just so much. And the earth teachings, since we were working so deeply with Gaia and the elements, really
Mm.
help us bring when we are very multidimensional and cosmic like that, and we can sense the future. It's like the earthbound step by step piece. Instead of going and trying to do it all at once, it's like, and what is that very next right thing?
Absolutely. And what I also think too, like, the next right thing wasn't that big all the time. Sometimes it was these simple little things that I just had to do, and it almost was like showing me, okay, flip the page now. You've done that. And
Mhm.
sometimes it would be just these little things that of going and getting a massage. And I'd go down and get a massage, and some person that I needed would be there, or something would come through while I was at the massage. And then I'd be like, oh, another piece of the puzzle. And then I'd go back and watch something that you had given us. And I was like, oh, that all makes sense to me now. And
Mm,
yeah, what I
absolutely.
yeah, life just starts showing up, doesn't it? Once I remember, if I think back and think, wow, what did you really do for me? You got me in flow. You got me to work in flow. You got me to work with my team. You got me to be in alignment. And then life just kept showing up. People were showing up. All these different things were showing up. Like, and it just keeps happening now. So, I do my one-on-one sessions, and then this person booked me who, had written books and that, and then just by doing that person, they got other people then to book me. And then next minute you're booked out of like a week, a month in advance. And I was like, holy heck. And it was like changing overnight.
Wow. That's amazing. I had not heard that part of your story, and it makes so much sense because the whole concept of like when I'm thinking about what is it that I do multidimensionally, there's so many pieces, so many things, but I like to say it's restoring the divine flow.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is exactly that. And, even every day now, keep getting asked to do things, and you go, I don't quite understand why I'm going there, but I go, and then this person will show up, there's something will happen, like, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it's like the next piece of a puzzle. And my biggest thing I do is I now remove everything from a body that stops them from getting to their soul purpose and understanding why they're here on earth. That's what I do. And I now, and I see a lot of things that's happening. And for children, I started working with children. And then what I started seeing in children is a lot of them they've made like a contract with themselves, and I can see suicide in a body. So that's one of my biggest things that, I see suicide, and I'll be walking past someone in a shop and a parent, and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm sorry, but I'm going to sound like a complete nut job to you, but is your child okay? And they go, no, they're not. And I'm like, oh, I see that. And I was like, yeah. And I realize now I can take that out of a body. And I see people not working in flow. This is what's happening to them, and all these little things. So, stuff that's holding their soul back and disconnecting them from their soul, I actually now get to see that.
Hmm. And that's such a superpower, but I'm also feeling like that could be an overwhelming responsibility if you're not in your sovereign, solid energy too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was very overwhelming at first to see it. And, on school holidays, I would go to a shopping center, and you'd see these children. I'd be walking past and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, and, even at places getting my hair cut, I remember walking out and just knowing the lady that stepped in after me, and I saw that in her body, and I was like, oh my gosh, so I was like, I'm gonna sound like a crazy person, but are you okay? And then they're not. So then I get to help them. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
thank
so
you for
it's,
doing that.
oh,
So many
thank you for
people
getting me to
haven't,
that.
my gosh. Like I held the space, but you have to be a brave and courageous light worker, basically, to have the balls to actually ask someone and then do something about it. There are so many people with gifts that honestly are afraid to use them in this way.
Absolutely. And I do see that a lot now, that other people are taking away their gifts. Like, children are going to school and people are taking away their gifts. Like not only other students, as teachers, things are taking away people's gifts. And I get to see that and I get to take that, remove that from them and do all stuff with that so that they can be magical too. And that was the biggest thing I loved about you. You were just like, don't fit yourself into a box. Like, I'm going to give you everything. Here you go. Go and be magical. Like how many times I used to say that? Go and be magical. Go and let the magic come out. And I understand we're all so different, aren't we? Like, and it's really fascinating now when I see people that are working in integrity. So I sell these candles now because I used to teach children how to reset their body. And then, someone gifted me a candle and picked up this candle and it was like a movie that played out for me. And what it was showing me is my children, I've got a son who works with children, and he was coming home from work, and I was watching this candle, like without even lighting it, dissolve other people's energy from his body, like his energy field and things like that, and other people's beliefs that they had put onto him throughout the day. And then my other son, I saw that happening. So, I just messaged this lady and I'm like, do you understand what your candles are doing? And she had
Wow.
no idea. So I see now when people are working in integrity and I'm going to all these events and these festival things, like spiritual festivals that they have, and I pick up people's things that they make, so candles or crystals, and their gifts are coming through them.
That's right. People don't have to be like, in a session kind of healer in order to bring their
Absolutely.
magic into the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing. And if they're working integrity, I go and I pick something up and it falls flat to me. But if someone is actually working in integrity, their things that they're making or doing, and that, like, their gift is coming through the world. So, like, I just wish I could give every teenager, one of these candles because I
Oh.
see so that they can come home from school and they don't have to remember to do. So, remember to do what they're doing, like to reset their body. This candle is doing it for them. So, all these people have these magical tools, don't they? Like, that I get to see.
It's stunning to me because I don't work with physical objects as often, but I'm just getting this download from you about that energy of fire. Since we did journey together through the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification, where we work with air, water, earth, fire, and spirit, as well as Gaia and the unified field. Like fire is the most transformational element, though they all have the
Yeah,
ability to, transform and change. And yeah, it's not lost on me that these candles are working with that fire of transmutation.
absolutely.
And they don't
Yeah,
even have to be lit. That's the fun part. Is,
yeah,
in our meditations, in our activations, we were working with fire's etheric energy and codes to do transformational work. And we didn't, I don't think, ever light a freaking fire, right? Like we didn't
yeah,
physically do
absolutely.
that. Which so it makes all of the sense that I never really thought about fire being able to work that way. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's magical. Everything you taught us is magical.
So this is just making me laugh because the most recent offering that I have is the magical as fuck mastermind, where it's like we're instead of the certification where we're training you how to do these things, it's using them for your own business and your own life. And I was like, is that too on the nose? Are people gonna get it? But this just feels like a lot of validation for like, yeah, that's just the easiest way to put it because that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And and it's really interesting. I just went away this weekend and, understanding what you can give to other people too. Like it was sometimes I still get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I've started, there was parts of a retreat and things like that, and I understand too that we need people to help us. So I have gone into business with a lady and we're doing retreats and I'm taking her to the airport today because our retreat has been nominated for an award, like our business. And, and this is, I've been doing it, what was it, 2 years ago or something, I worked with you. And like
Ah,
life is,
congratulations. That's
yeah.
amazing.
So life is just showing up. So I bring part of it and she brings part of it. And we can get to take people full circle. And, I used to think, oh gosh, I had to do it all on my own. And now I understand I can't do it on my own. Like we need these other magical people around us. And
Goosebumps. That is such an old paradigm belief that has infected so many healers and light workers and teachers and guides because that's how it used to be. That was the reality. We were very disconnected, energetically and unplugged from each other in that paradigm of scarcity. And healing that wound is one of the greatest things you can do for yourself. So now I feel like healed that in you, and now you're healing that in other people and teaching them through modeling it and through explaining also, I'm sure, how profound that is. Ugh, I love that people are coming together now more than
yeah.
ever.
Absolutely. And another thing too that I do talk to people about, because we're doing this thing at the moment called the self-love tour, and we're going around to all these cities and we get like, 50 women in a room and we do talk to them all, talk to them about all of this. But not only I explain to everyone about all the magical part is my partner, he does like off-road car racing. So now I've started doing that with him. Like I'm 50 years old and I'm getting in this like buggy off-road racing, but that's bringing the magic as well. Like all these beautiful things that, you just don't expect is showing up. And I get in this car and I have so much fun. And the fact that, and a huge part of it, isn't it, is about having fun. Like we're all actually here to have a good time and going and doing those things. And I laugh and I giggle and I come home and I have the time of my life. Like we get muddy and we get in like with this, I've got this race helmet on with this race suit and I get home and then it's like more magic just happens.
Yeah, because you have put yourself in the frequency where all the magic exists. And fun is one of the fastest ways to actually access the quantum, as you know. But I wanted to say that out loud for people. That's where abundance and ideas and magic all live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, sometimes I used to, and this is why I explain to people too on the self-love tour, is, what happens in us happens in our children as well. So I do a reading on a lady or a mum, and I see low self-worth. And if they're so connected to their child, like guarantee the child has low self-worth. So I say, we heal you, we heal them. And that just is like a ripple effect, isn't it? And it comes out of the child. And explain to them our children need us to be having fun as well. We get all caught up in we got to be a mum and we've got to be this and we've got to be that. And our children rely on us having a good time.
They do, and it's the least selfish thing that you can do. I think
Yeah.
so many people, moms, people on a spiritual journey, like there's everybody, they take it way too seriously. And that is one of the most common phrases I get psychically from people's teams. It's like literally they need to lighten up and have more fun with
Fun.
everything.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you? I think that might have worked a little bit too well for my daughter because I have to, when we're out in public, I have to literally maneuver this 9-year-old out of people's way. She has the opposite of self-esteem issues, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, girl, you have to make sure you don't walk into people. And she says to me, Mom, they just need to watch out for me.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. That gives me goosebumps.
Oh, it's funny. And also, I'm like, please, like some of these are old ladies. You're gonna take them out. Like you're getting big. You need to also have some awareness. So we're teaching that skill, but the self-love and that ability to believe in yourself and the magic that you are and
Yeah.
that exists all around it, and the ability to play and be in that feeling of lightness is just such a gift you can give kids and that you can share with people. So I love that you were on tour with self-love. Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah, and like I
amazing.
explained to people, self-love isn't about standing in the mirror and going, "Oh, I love myself." It's about understanding you, understanding who you are and getting back to who you are. Because, geez, we carry lots of other people's energy in our body, don't we? That, doesn't belong to us. And that's where I see the suicide. That's it's a lot of the time it's someone else's energy that, and they just can't see their true selves anymore.
Yeah, that literal density. I think we're made of light. We're made of photonic, divine light. That's our true nature. And all of the stuff that isn't ours comes into our field and gets stuck there. And it feels
Fuck.
dense and heavy. And it can literally obscure our own light to the point that we don't even see it or feel it anymore. And yeah, that ultimately results in that depression and can
Yes.
create this situation where people just don't even want to be here anymore.
Absolutely. And then what I just see is they make like a soul contract with not being here. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's crazy and it's sad. And when I think about your daughter though, at a shopping center, and how people would be drawn to her though because of that, because of she's just out there being authentically her.
It is really fun to see her out in the world like this and yeah, still fine-tuning a few of the parenting things like, okay, yes, you're amazing, you're important, and also don't run over the old grannies in the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love, love, love the work that you have been doing with kids and with teenagers because they and tell me if this is what you've been finding, but I would wager a guess that so many of these beautiful souls who are feeling so lost and so dense and so heavy that they're suicidal, they're actually some of the most gifted,
Yes.
sensitive, energetically souls out there that actually came here to be the light, but they've gotten bogged down by everyone else's stuff because they don't have the tools they need to keep their energy field clean and clear and see that divine spark of light inside of them.
Absolutely. And that's what the biggest thing, and I did get from you, is you gave us the tools for everything. You were like, here are the tools for absolutely everything so that we can make a ripple effect, and you go to these spiritual festivals, and sometimes I see like the people aren't working in integrity because they want to hold and keep their gift so that no one else can have magic. So, it's in competition, but I love that you're always like, here you go, here is everything, here is all the tools. Go, I'm going to give them all to you. Go and use them. Go and so that's what I love teaching too, that they don't have to keep coming back to me to ask me something. Can you remove these emotions from my body? Can you do this? Can you do? Here are the tools. Here are the tools for you to use for the rest of your life. And that's one of the biggest things that I got from you. You gave us the tools to everything.
Mm, I love this conversation so much, and I'm so, so glad because, yeah, when you unlock that unified field of creation and learn how to work with the five elements that make up everything, it really does give you that scaffolding that you can then take and you can bring your own magic and your own life experience and wisdom in. But I also
Yeah.
love the conversation. I've been having it a lot online recently about moving out of that energy of being like a psychic or intuitive reader or a healer that's doing it for someone and expanding into really being more of a teacher or guide. And it's that difference
Yeah.
between giving a man a fish or teaching him to fish.
Absolutely. I remember you always talking about that. And, that's one thing that's so lacking these days is people holding them, have a gift and have an amazing gift, but want to be the one, but we can't do it alone. Like, yeah, send it out to the world. Here's your tools.
It is really, really neat that more and more people are waking up and playing with these energetic tools. And I think almost all of us have to start in that place, not where we're like hoarding our gifts, but we don't even have the knowledge or the awareness that we should be teaching versus doing it for someone. So I think it's like a natural evolution of the healer
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
right? Like, and especially if someone wanting to be in business. But at first, you wind up working with people who can't do it themselves, so you do it for them, right? You give them the energy or
Yeah.
the information, but then being able to bring in the skills of like facilitation and integration and guiding people to understand what it is for themselves, and then they can go and ripple it out into the world. Like, I think you would agree that it's so much more satisfying than just doing it to someone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I remember, like, you all, what do I see when I think you taught us just to think, because we're so unique, think out, I'm going to give you everything, but think outside the box. Be guided to live outside that box now.
Mm, I love that. I one time didn't even remember saying this, but about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I met with someone that was a friend that I had worked with at a restaurant, and she quoted me to me, and I didn't even recall saying it. We might have been a few glasses of wine in when I said it to her, but I'm like, that sounds like something I would say. Um, don't drink anymore, but back when I was in the restaurant days 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She said to me, when she was feeling really stuck and hemmed in by this box that people put her in, I just said, well, you know, you can just jump into another box or out of the
Yeah.
box altogether.
Yeah.
You don't have
Absolutely.
to stay in the box. And that
Yeah.
was apparently the first time she had even thought of it that way.
Mm,
And it blew
that's
her
right.
mind to the point that she told me, yeah, like 10, 15 years later, she was like, wow, this made such an impression on me. And I was like, doesn't everyone think that way?
Yeah. No, they don't.
We don't, because we get so programmed with what other people tell us to do and to be. And this is
Yeah.
coming back to the conversation you're saying about what people, especially those that are feeling so heavy, they're not okay, they're depressed, they're suicidal, they don't see the light and the truth. It's because of all of the other stuff that's in the way. So they cannot see who they are and what they're here to do. They can't feel that divine guidance, and they're definitely not in flow and self-expression, which is that place that we get to be fully fulfilled by life.
Absolutely. And that's what I say to people, to be guided with what it was, I had a lady that had come to a retreat and she said, I just work in a cafe. And I said to her, but working in a cafe, your gift. So she had a gift of she was here on her purpose was to uplift others. And I said to her, and we're all here to help each other get to our purpose. And I said to her, you don't understand, your gift is actually coming through when you're serving people. So when you're making the food, your gift, because you're working in integrity, your gift is coming through your food. So people are coming to your cafe and they're feeling uplifted.
Yeah. People who are working in industries other than like the ones, say, that me and you are doing, that they might see and be like, oh, I have to be a healer or a teacher, I have to
Yeah,
run retreats, I have to do that because that might be, a future thing for them. Or it
yeah,
might just be someone else's dream, because we need people working in cafes and grocery stores. It is so uplifting. My
yeah,
accountant is a belief repatterning practitioner and helped me rewire the way I think about money. And that was
yeah,
such a gift. I've
yeah,
had people go through the same program that you went through, that, yeah, sure, she does retreats, but she's also worked at a grocery store and managed a grocery store, and she's doing energetic work into people's food to give them the
yeah,
frequencies that they can then ingest. Like, we
yeah.
need light workers and healers everywhere.
Absolutely. Because what I see too is what shows up for me was when people are working in integrity, our soul is actually making a contract with them and says that person can help me. I'm going to do what they like, I'm going to go and learn from them, or I'm going to go and have a reading with them, or I'm going to go and get food from them. And that may be taking them to their next right step. That may be that piece of the puzzle that they need.
Absolutely. And yeah, the most amazing thing I think is when everybody would be, so this is actually my dream and this is my intention, is just imagining the world if everybody was clean and clear in their energy field, plugged in to that divine flow, and they could receive clear guidance from their highest self and from their team so they knew their next right step. I think we could
Yeah,
basically solve all the problems in the world almost instantly.
I agree. Absolutely. That gives me goosebumps because that's what you gave to me. You kept giving me the next right step, the next right step, the next right step. And, I just look at my life. I started with you, or was it 2, 3 years ago, just like hating this, not loving Earth at all, not understanding it, and running two businesses now, and being booked out for month at a time, and with my one-on-one sessions, and just like, oh, I'm selling these candles. I could just, life has shown up so quickly from that.
I'm pretty sure it was just 2 years ago. I'm positive you were in the 2023 round of the
I
Transformational
think so
Journey
too.
Facilitator and then
Yeah,
into the Evolutionary Alchemy Practitioner Program. So we played with the energy and the strategy and all of the elements and all the cosmic stuff and the energetics. And yeah,
yeah,
seeing how much you've done in really, it's just been about, a year that you
yeah.
have even graduated from that program, those programs.
Oh, absolutely. I don't miss anything that you
Amazing.
do. As soon as you put something up, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a part of that.
Oh, I so appreciate that. But getting to chat with you and hearing the story of how you've taken this work that has both come through me and stuff that I have been trained in from other masters and mentors who have given me these tools, like it just is the greatest thing in the world because my teacher soul is just like
Yeah,
working because I'm here to help the helpers and I don't work
yeah,
with kids directly. Obviously, my kid and maybe kids, that are around me, but I'm not on the front lines like the people that I train in the same way. But these tools work for basically everybody in every niche. It's just they're so potent and handy and they do make life better in almost every way. And I want more people than I could possibly train myself to experience them. So the fact that you were rippling them out into the world across the globe for me, it's the greatest thing ever. Thank you so much for doing this
yeah.
work.
Thank you. Thank you for teaching me.
Oh my goodness. This is the fun part, right? It's like when you teach instead of just do for someone, then you're elevating your business into this like really ripple effect machine that will be kind of self-replicating in this beautiful organic way because you're teaching people skills and tools that I've taught you and then they'll go and they'll teach other people and this is how we really create that kind of impact. So
Yeah,
neat.
absolutely. And it's so needed.
Yeah. And also the work that you've done for yourself, all of that beautiful clearing and cleaning and aligning and activating of your divine light and truth. It's also just rippled into the collective. You now carry these beautiful codes inside of you that you share, whether you are working with someone directly or they are just, exchanging a smile and a hello with you in the grocery store. It
Yeah.
ripples out too.
Oh, absolutely. And I couldn't love life more if I tried.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is the thing. It's living in a whole new experience where life is magical and amazing and you love life and it loves you back and the better it gets, the better it gets.
Absolutely.
Oh, so what would you say to somebody who's not where we are right now? They're feeling the opposite and life is really overwhelming in their personal life and they're seeing what's happening in the world. Where would you advise them to start?
Understanding yourself, getting back, doing something that, what you taught, just following, oh, they can't really follow their guidance, can they? It's just understanding, like that self-love, getting back to you and understanding you first was probably what got me back to um, just understanding I'm an individual, I'm who I am, removing everything that doesn't belong to me, and just being able to look at myself in the mirror and be okay with who I am
Mm.
and understand, yeah, I have a unique purpose here on earth. We all do. So it's important to be me because I can't be someone else and they
Mhm.
can't be me. Yeah.
That is this even mine is such a fabulous practice energetically. And then I'm thinking because of the tools that I was teaching in the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification, we always start with the five elements for how creation works outside in the world at large, but also how creation inside of us works and how each
Yeah.
element, earth for our physical body, air for the mind, water for the heart and emotions, spirit for our essence, and fire for the actions we take, how they all combine. And working with the astrology and the wheel of the year and understanding how we fit into nature and our unique design,
Yeah.
it all really combines to help you understand yourself as that unique being. And I
Yeah.
think whenever I see someone's uniqueness, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I can't even because it's different from me. And I want to get us all into that space of celebrating the uniqueness instead of, um,
Yeah.
yeah, being disappointed by the fact that we're not like everyone else. Like you weren't
Yeah.
born to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's my favorite part, and you just feel great.
It is quite a journey of self-discovery when you're stepping into being an entrepreneur or expanding your business and your soul work. I know that that solid core, the inner work, the understanding who you are, all of that is essential for being able to build business, share your magic with the world. Um,
Yeah.
what guidance do you have for someone that's in the phase of like knowing that they do have magic, but they're not sure yet how it's going to be expressed through them?
I think what I came to understand is once I got back into alignment and you got me working in flow, life showed up and it
Mm,
was fascinating. The next right step just kept showing up, and I was guided to go and do that. And then trusting my intuition, and then that would happen. And then the next right step kept just take that step
mm,
because it
yeah.
just kept showing up. Our life just keeps showing up. It's amazing. And sometimes it's weekly. Some like you don't have to wait months. It's happens really, really quickly. And then, some person will come across my path and it will then I'll go, oh, okay, aha. And then, oh, look into that and be guided to do that. Or yeah,
I love that. And you're right. That is one of the easiest things. I think the overwhelm comes from trying to figure it out, trying to discover it all, trying to get it all at once. So,
yeah,
yeah, reiterating that is amazing. Because I think
yeah,
even I need that room, not even me, but like I teach the stuff.
yeah,
So you'd think I'd have it on lockdown, but I will sometimes get overwhelmed by a project. And I'm like, I don't know where to start. And it's like, okay, literally, what is the next right thing? And sometimes for me, it's just like
yeah.
having some water, right?
Yes,
Because I'm a little overwhelmed and
absolutely.
I need to hydrate, take a breath, take a nap, go for a walk. It doesn't always actually need to be that next right thing that we think it's going to be this big thing. Yeah,
Oh,
following.
oh, absolutely. And sometimes it is just having that fun, isn't it? Like it's
Yep.
just, and then something will happen. Like you go and have fun. And I know sometimes, money would come in for me at the time, and it'll be like that money's come in for you to go and have fun. Go and or go and have a
Mhm.
massage or go and do something. That it was showing up, and I'd be like, oh, I'm a mum. I could maybe spend that on my children, but then I'd go and have them. It was like, no, go and have the money's come in for that, and I'd go and do it, and then bam, something would happen.
Yeah, it's, I think, essential to get ourselves into the energy first and then be in that open receptivity to whatever wants to flow through us. And I think that's such a distortion in so many like manifestation teachings where people are thinking that like it's just to like lay back and let it come to us, but getting out, taking aligned action, taking the next right step, having fun, all
Yeah,
of that is essential to actually making things happen.
absolutely. Yeah.
And the paradox of, but not like needing to do it from the place of the ego and directing it, but letting spirit bring it to you or co-create with you. Like that's it's all a paradox when we get to this level of creation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So we were also talking earlier about this thing, this soul message that you just wish you could install into everybody's brain because if you could just download this into everybody's brain and they would understand it, their lives would become so much easier. What do you wish? people knew?
Um, How to be themselves.
Mm,
Yeah, I just wish everyone knew that not to be like everyone else. I see that in teenagers and they're looking online and they're seeing other people and thinking, oh, I wish I could be that or I want to be that. And it's so important. I just want them all to know just be yourself and life will show up for you.
mm.
Life will show up for you how it's meant to.
And that takes a bunch of faith and trust and a little magic. Um,
Yeah.
I know that working with the Luminous team, with the elements, with Gaia, really helped me with that. Did you have the same experience when you started
Yes.
getting closer to them?
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember at first I didn't quite understand. It was a little something else that sort of was like, oh, go with that first. And then it come back and I realized the impact they were making is the elements. And I remember going back and listening to what you had taught me about all of it. And I was like, oh, it all makes sense.
Hmm.
I
It starts
understand
to
it
make
now.
sense.
Yeah.
That's what I wish I could download besides telling everybody about like that divine reconnection and all of those pieces, teaching people about those five main elements of creation and how they interact, because I think so many of us come from dimensions and places that are non-physical, that we don't learn this stuff, or at least not everybody learns it in our Western culture, about how we need to have the wholeness, the whole ecosystem of creation, with getting the body, the mind, the heart, the soul, and our actions all aligned and clearing out what's not
Yeah.
working, what's not us, and then consciously co-creating with it. Like I want to teach everybody this.
Yeah. And how many people are here to guide us to have a great time, to live life how we were meant to be?
Absolutely. So tell us about the kind of guidance you are sharing the most right now. Maybe people might not be able to show up, in Australia for your self-love tour or retreats right now, but with your one-on-one sessions that you do offer online, what happens there?
Okay, so I just what I do is just work with a photo and then just have a conversation because like working all around the world. So I get to, and what I do is remove everything from a body that stops them from getting to their soul purpose and understanding why they're here on earth. I remove other people's energy, remove, some people that are in the suicide have made a contract. I remove the contracts. I remove everything that's stopping them from seeing their magic and I remove it out of a body and things like that. And what happens then is their soul does start is able to start making these contracts that does get them to their next right step and everything like that. So
Hmm. That
yeah,
is so helpful to remove. Like, I'm just seeing you. I've never done a session with you in this way, but I could just feel you like peeling off the layers of gunk and ick and just shaking off all of that shit that's not actually them and theirs to hold.
yeah, absolutely. And then what happens is once they go and do that, it's really interesting. They and I say, no, this is what you should. I give them their soul's purpose, what they're doing here on earth, and guide them to sort of their next right step. So but what happens then is when they go and do it, it could be a month later, it could be 6 months later, I get this message that comes in and says you need to go and activate their soul's mission. It's what I get told. Go and activate that person's soul's mission. And I ring them and have a chat to them, and it's like flicks on all of their gifts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they ring me and they like talk to me the next day or two, and they're going, "What on earth happened?" I was like,
Oh,
not quite sure, but yeah, it's the switches on. It tells, I get this download to go and activate, or someone that's been at our retreat, and once they go off and do what they've been guided, what they're here on earth to do, yeah, I get told, go and activate their soul's mission.
you are so magical. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. And right back at you.
And isn't it just divine? And I would love for everybody who is ready and available to feel this way, to come and play in this frequency, because it does make life so much more fun and it just opens everything up from the abundance to just, yeah, feeling good instead of bad, feeling like flow instead
Yeah,
of feeling stuck, feeling like it's gonna be okay instead of feeling like it's the end of the world. Right? We're birthing the
absolutely.
new one.
Yeah. And sometimes things happen, don't they? Like, people ring me and go, oh my gosh, this has happened. Like it feels to them like a negative thing. I say, yeah, that's really good though, isn't it? Because, the things that are negative, they get removed from our life. The universe is like removes them. Things that aren't working in our purpose and aren't helping us, they drop away, and people get sort of a little bit in their head about it and get down and okay, yeah, that feels really good though, doesn't it? They're like, no, I went, oh, well, just sit with it. It will.
Yeah, that's the thing. This perspective allows you to have the resilience for the challenges because you know that it's all happening for you
For
instead
you.
of to you.
Absolutely. That would be the biggest thing I did understand as well. Not going into, oh my God, like a negative land, like, why did this happen to me? Why? What on earth? And I sit and I go, okay, what am I meant to get from that? What am I
Mhm.
meant to understand from this? And then it just boosts you forward.
Absolutely. And that is the resilience where you can do this alchemy. You know, that's why my modality is called evolutionary alchemy. It's taking the shit and turning it into gold and realigning you with your
Yeah.
soul. And it's not that stuff stops happening. Life's pretty hard, but you've got the tools and the resilience to handle it.
Yes, exactly. And that's what it is, isn't it? The tools that make such a difference.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I could talk to you all day, but I know it's actually just the start of your day with our time zone changes. And I just love that we can connect even though we are across the globe. And I want to make sure people can connect with you and check out the incredible work that you are doing and follow you. So I'll make sure I have all of your links in the notes here. Where is the best place for people to find you online?
As on my website, it's www.body and soul unite. So BODYANDSOULUNITE.com.
Oh, that's such a good URL. Oh my gosh, it's a
Yeah.
transmission.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for this conversation today. It is so delightful. I am celebrating all that you have accomplished in this last 2 years, and I am so
Thank
excited
you.
to see what else you are going to create because I know you're just getting started.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Like I say, I get so emotional every time I see you because you were just, oh, you changed my life. So I will forever be grateful.
Oh, ditto. It's such an honor always to work with the beautiful lights like you that I get to do. I love you so much, and I'm just so grateful that we were connected and the divine guided us together so we could take this work and bring it out into the world in bigger and bigger ways.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. Make sure you take a look at where Kylie's website and connect with her because the work that she is doing in the world is just going to keep getting more and more magical. I can feel it. I can feel that it's just percolating and it's about to explode in even more uplifting energy of alchemy and transformation and unity. So I really feel you also as this emissary of unity and the unity consciousness field of the new earth that we are birthing. So thank you also for being here to like really be a midwife of the transition and help people through it because it's not easy, but we are doing it.
Absolutely.
Um,
Thank you so much for having me.
my pleasure. Yeah, thank you, everyone. We will touch base soon. Just to let you know, the Infinite Evolution podcast will be having a break between seasons here. We have celebrated over a year, in one season, and I am feeling like this is actually our final episode for a little while. I will be back in the new year after the holidays with some new codes and new magic for you. And thank you actually, Kylie, for wrapping up season one with me. It's so perfect, very full circle. And also just letting anyone know that the applications for the Transformational Journey Facilitator program are open now. If you are listening in the current now moment, we will be launching our next round on November the 19th of 2025. But the world of my magic and that magical AF membership and mastermind are always open for you to join. So celebrating everything that is and is to come. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe and share this out to people that need to hear it. Tag us on social media. You can find us at the Luminous Evolution on Instagram. And keep the conversation going by joining my free sacred community, Luminous Evolution, on Facebook, and get a taste of my favorite tools and techniques inside my free Frequency Upgrade Academy. You can also join me inside my membership, mastermind, certification programs, or private coaching to be deeply supported on your evolutionary journey. Make sure to check out the links in the show notes, and cheers to your infinite, luminous evolution.